Hey y'all, if you're there, I told you guys I was tired. Let's see if you guys are there. I can't tell right now. I just started it. But we'll stay on for like 5 more minutes and see. I gotta go back and adjust it. So if you were on the live, you guys know that we were about to look in Silhouette Studio and look at that file or that font. Let me see if you guys are here. Hey everybody again. Hey. We got 2 more minutes. I, I wasted 3 of y'all minutes, so I might give y'all actually 5 more minutes. Thank you for coming back. Y'all, I'm tired. Hey Fab. All right, let me go back. I'm gonna share again. Hey y'all. Thanks for dropping back in. So let me add this to the stream. So now we're gonna go into Silhouette Studio and we're gonna go back into, hold on, let me turn this one on so at least I can see y'all chat. At least I can see it. Make sure it's turned down. Okay, so this is Silhouette Studio, y'all know that. We're gonna go into the store, and this is the Silhouette design store or Silhouette store. I don't know what it's really called, but it is called Silhouette Design Store. It's called the Design Store. So we're gonna go and look at fonts, and I'm just gonna select craft fonts. When you select craft fonts, another menu will expand, and then you have different fonts: brush, color fonts, decorative, dingbats, sans serif, script, serif, and sketch fonts. So the font that I use for Little Miss, which is a single line font in Silhouette Studio, it's called sketch fonts. That's how you will find it. Hey Toli, Tanya, Paul. Hey everybody coming back. Thanks for coming back to check me out. Let's make it quick. So these are sketch fonts. So these fonts are fonts that will work if you want to do a single line font. Now this one is just going to kind of look like an outline. Okay, any font that you see like this, it will be an outline type of rhinestone word. Fonts like this, that's a single line font. So it's a sketch font. So when you upload it into Silhouette Studio, also when you download any font from Silhouette Studio, you can use that font in all of your design software. So I downloaded the font that I use for Little Miss. It's BFC 3rd grade. I downloaded that, but I use it inside of Adobe Illustrator. I can use it inside of Cricut Design Space. So you can use it. Hey, y'all coming in. So you can use it wherever. Okay. Now the thing with Silhouette Studio, as you guys see, there is a cost for the fonts. Now some of the fonts on here, you can find some of these fonts on Creative Fabrica. You can find some of these on font bundles. However, I must say I've found more sketch fonts in the Silhouette store than I have on other creative spaces. So design bundles, Creative Fabrica, yes you can, but they're also here too. And you do want to look, sometimes they have sales, but the font prices on Silhouette Studio in the design store, they are a little less. Now, if you're purchasing some of them, some of these are only for personal use. Now, you can purchase their commercial license. Some of the fonts do come with a commercial license and things like that, similar to how it's done on Creative Fabrica and font bundles. You just have to decide what you're going to do. But these are some of the sketch fonts that they have available. The one that I got, I'm trying to see exactly where it is, but they have nice ones. But again, these will look like outlines, outline words, and the ones that are single line will be true single line. I was trying to see this one. I actually got this one off of Font Bundles, and it was not $2.99. It was more. So I don't see the BFC. But as you guys see, they have some really, really cute fonts. Let me see if we do third grade. Let's see. Third grade. Font. Maybe. Okay, here's the third grade sketch font right here. So I just typed it in into the search bar, and this is the font that I use. Can you guys not see my screen now? Have I been talking to you guys and you guys can't see anything that I'm doing? I'm just over this. It's time for bed. It's really time for me to go to bed. It's time for me to go to bed, like right now. I cannot. All right, let's see. I thought you guys could see my screen, but you can't. Oh, you guys saw it? Oh, I'm about to say, I must be, I think I'm frozen. Okay. Okay, let's go back, guys. I'm back. I'm back. I'm okay now. All right, so this is the third grade font that I use in the word Little Miss. If you want it. But as you guys see, there's so many different things that you could get. They have different images and things that you can use inside of the design store. You can purchase the studio file. So if you don't want to export it out in Cricut or anything like that, you would just do studio. But if you want to export it out, you want to select the SVG option also if you don't have a Cameo. And so you can do that, and then the license type for personal use. But let's see what they say. A commercial license is required if you intend to use this design for commercial purposes. Under no circumstance can the file itself be sold or distributed, but that's anything. You guys know you can't sell files. So with the SVG version, it's $1.49. And then you'd actually be able to save that onto your computer and upload it into Cricut and do, you know, different things. And this particular seller has, like, these are the different files that she has. But that's what you can do all that stuff. Now they have rhinestone templates, and I actually made a rhinestone template with my members a few weeks ago. And so if I click on rhinestone, all I did was filter it. It's gonna do whatever it needs to do to, like, it's weeding out all the ones that we don't need. Whether you could use silhouette images and Cricut. So thank you for no problem, Mary Bear. Oh no, hey Lorraine, I don't know why it's blurry. I'm sorry. All right, so these are different, like, rhinestone clip art and images that you can use inside of Silhouette Studio. And it's just like any other rhinestone template. You have to pay attention to the size that they tell you, because if not, you will size it incorrectly. And inside of this area, they have so many different designs, but some of their designs use multiple stone sizes. So in one design, you may get SS6 and SS10 and SS20. Like, you may get so many different size stones. So that's something that you have to look at. So this little unicorn, there's two different unicorns. So they're probably, one's probably bigger than the other, but they're only 69 cents. They're on sale right now. You can add the SVG, which if you're going to be cutting inside of Cricut, you want to make sure you add the SVG, because that will go into onto your hard drive when you download it. And you can also add a commercial license to it. Now, this is going to tell you, this is what's important. So you need to look and see the size. So this right here says that this is a 7.6 by 7 inch design. And then that's what you need to size it as, 7.6 by 7. And then it tells you how many stones you need and what size stones you need. So this one design is, you'll need SS6, SS10, SS16, and SS20. Now, I did show my members, I'm not going to do it now because I'm already past my 5 minutes, but you can, there is a way that you can change them all to one size, where it doesn't have to be one size, but you will need to go into the transform panel and change the size that way. But that's what this person, she sells quite a few um, designs, and they're not expensive, like 69 cents for the ball, 69 cents for this unicorn. I think, I think those are good prices because you could just put different elements together, you know? It doesn't have to be the same thing. But these, in case you didn't know, look, they have a cute little flag. Okay. You gotta see what size it is. They have quite a few things that you can use. But remember, if you want to use it outside of Silhouette Studio, you have to you have to select the SVG file. But that's pretty much all it's gonna show you guys, like where I got that file from. The mermaid tail is cute. It is cute. Let's see. It's only 69 cents. It's 69 cents, and the mermaid tail has um 4 different rhinestone sizes. So SS6, SS10, SS16, and SS20. So you can use rhinestones or try using glitter. And then the size is 7.3 by 9.7. So, and that's really cute. Like you can add something to that, or you could use that onto like a shirt, a youth shirt. Those are other good youth designs. To you can use what girl, you can use whatever color. But the problem is like all those sizes, like to put the different sizes, and that's the thing. Because when you have the different sizes, if you're not layering it, then you're going to be hand putting those stones inside of the holes, and that's something that I'm not all that thrilled about, hand placing those stones. That's the only thing. But you can resize them to like whatever size you want it to be. So you can. Let me see what I own. I have this little smiley face. This smiley face, I think it's just SS10. Yeah, it's all SS10. There was something else I had. Oh, that shoe I had. I showed my members how to do the shoe. Let's see if I could find it. I think it's a sneaker. Because I did it. So I have the SVG. I think I probably deleted it from my thing. Let's go back into Silhouette Studio. So I have this little sneaker here, and we're gonna go into Silhouette Studio. I'm gonna bring it into Silhouette Studio. And then let me click merge. I said I was going to sleep. I know, y'all. Here it is right here. And so it's just that easy. Like how I just went to it. Once I download it, it saved in my download folder, and here is the sneaker right here. Now this sneaker has like maybe 4-5 different sneaker sizes. I mean stone sizes. First of all, let me change my canvas to a 12 by 12 because it's just so big. So when it comes into Silhouette Studio, it will come in as the correct size for you. I'm going to make it bigger. I'm going to bring this over. All right, so right now it's saying this design is an exact measurement and cannot be resized. So I don't remember what size it's supposed to be, but let me go back and see. So the size that it's supposed to be is a 7.34 by 9.462. I'm just gonna remember 7.3. Are y'all like me where like you say the number to yourself and you still forget it? Like you like, oh, I'm gonna remember, and then you're like, oh, what was that number again? All right, so it's close enough. So this is gonna be 9.462. I do remember that number a little bit. How much to make it an SVG? Oh, I think it might have been like another $1 or so, maybe $1, because that one we did, it was 69, and then when I clicked add make SVG, it was a little less than $1 to make it into SVG, and then you can save it. And then you can save it. All right, and so thanks, Gail. Gail's give me. I got 5 more minutes, y'all. Gail said 5 more minutes, and that's it. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and remove this part right here. Delete that. Maybe one day I'll actually open up my Cameo and really use it. So if you guys look, you can see that those stone sizes are different. Like you have some that are larger. These are probably SS20, and then you have maybe SS16s. Then you go even smaller. So there's different sizes. So we are going to ungroup all of this. And if Miss Mimi is here, Miss Mimi is the reason why I know this, because a few months ago, inside of a rhinestone class, she showed me how to do this. So shout out to Miss Mimi. All right, so I'm just gonna ungroup all of that. So I'm ungrouping all of everything that's grouped together. I'm just ungrouping it all, because honestly at this point we don't need groups. Okay, we don't need groups. I'm ungrouping to ungroup. Or maybe I'm ungrouping too much. Let me see. Is it still okay? Let me see what else is. What else? Let me see if I need to ungroup anything else. So I'm just it's almost like I want to release the compound path of all the stones. Okay, I can't ungroup anymore. See, it's not highlighted anymore. So you want me to change the color? Let me change it back. All right, I'm going to change the color of the stones to black. Can you guys see? Yeah, you can see that better now. I can see it. I'm so used to working with it being transparent. I'm sorry, y'all. All right, so here we have, this is the shoe, right? You'll see the different sizes. So this particular circle is 0.210. This is 0.16. That might be 0.16 too. So you have different sizes. That's 0.13. So that's actually an SS10. Okay. So now we're going to select all of these stones. This is similar to what you would do in Cricut if you wanted to change your stone sizes. So remember, you can do the same thing inside of Cricut. You could do the same thing. You just have to contour it, and then you can change it to the size that you want to change it to. And so we're going to head over here and open up the transform panel. And then I'm going to click on scale. This is the scale option, or scale. What I usually say it is. It's not the scale panel, it's the transform panel. Scale feature. And so now that it's at the scale feature, I'm just going to change the width to 0.13. Now I want you guys to remember all of those stones are different sizes. So I'm going to change it to 0.13, the width, and then I'm going to change the height to 0.13. And we're going to click apply. And once we click apply, all of the stones change to the same size. And then you have, now you can't really do anything with spacing like how you would if you were actually creating a rhinestone template, but you can, I see a shoe. I mean, it still looks like a shoe to me with a string. If you wanted to change any colors of it, you probably could. You'd have to do a little bit of work, but it's not really that much, honestly, that you're doing, because it's not really even that many stones. Hey, to be young, gifted in black. Oh, Delonda, then it's time for me to go to bed. Let me get ready for bed. All right, so now how many rhinestones are? Let me group this together. I'm gonna group it. And so this will be, and then you can save this, and then you can take it into Cricut and cut it. So this whole shoe right here is only 329 SS10 rhinestones. That's it. It's only it's SS10, only 329 stones that you will have to use for this. That's it. So, and it still looks good. And you can add your own text to it. You can add your own words to it if you want. If you're Delandi, you might want to add a butterfly right here, or maybe put a little rhinestone something. You can. It's. But that's something that's at your fingertip, and even though it comes in multiple sizes, you can change it to one size. Now if you wanted to, maybe I would probably move this over a little bit. I might actually add some stones to it. Like I might actually like shift some things around and maybe fill it in a little bit more. That's just my personal preference, but you don't have to. I think the shoe looks great the way that it is. So all right, y'all, change the size. The chat covers my left side. Hey Candace. Hello. So what did you change for the size? I did, so I ungrouped all of the stones. So when I ungrouped all of the stones, I'll bring it back in and do it over. It's really quick. So I'm gonna bring it back, I'm gonna merge it back in. Always make sure that you check the size, but we know that it's gonna come in Silhouette Studio the correct size. Usually files come in correctly in Silhouette Studio as far as the sizing is concerned for the most part. So this is correct. And so this is kind of similar to what you do if you need to change the size of rhinestones in the text. Like let's say you purchase some of the fonts, that's the same thing you would do. So I'm going to change the color to, let's have some pink sneakers this time. And I'm going to change the outline because I don't like the outline. All right, so if you notice, there's like small groups within the shoe. So we want to ungroup all of that. And when we ungroup all of that, that's it. Releasing the compound path will make individual stones. So you want everything just to be ungrouped. It didn't. So we're just going to keep clicking ungroup because you want all those stones to be single stones. So I'm going to keep clicking ungroup until I don't even see ungroup anymore. Once you don't see ungroup anymore, and if you look right now, this is 571 shapes. It might be even more than that, but it's 571 rhinestones right now. Let's see if we, and that release. So now we can't ungroup it anymore. Okay. So those are all single stones. So now we're going to select the entire shoe again. I'm going to head down to the transform panel, and the transform panel is like 3 rectangles, upright rectangles with a little line going through it. Once you click onto that, you're going to click onto the scale feature, and the scale feature is like a slanted double-sided arrow right next to the transform button. You're going to click that. And then once you click that, you're going to go to specify dimensions. And in specify dimensions, the default dimensions is 0.010. You're going to change that to 0.13. Now, if you want to use SS6 stones, you would just change it to 0.102. But I changed it to 0.13 because that's the size for SS10 rhinestones. So if you have SS20 rhinestones or SS16 rhinestones, you can change it to that size. But you also have to remember, usually when you have designs like this where the stones are pretty close, you're going to be sizing it down, not necessarily up, because if you're trying to make the rhinestones larger, it's not really going to add any space in between. It's not going to add space in between the stones. It's just going to take up the extra space that's there. And so that will cause you to possibly have like a lot of overlapping rhinestones. So it's usually best to size down, or like, let's say we have a few SS10 here, so you can keep it at that. But if you're going to, it really depends on how much space you have in between each stones already. Okay, and so now I'm going to change the height to 0.13 also. And then we're going to click apply. And that scale needs to be at 100%. Once we click the apply, we're done. So let's say if I wanted to maybe make these black, I'm going to show y'all something else really quick. Let's say if I wanted to make that circle on the inside black, and then I'm getting off. I'm not saying 9:30 was supposed to be my time off, guys. And you see, like, I can't even do that right. Okay, so now I'm changing the little circle in the middle. Uh-oh, I didn't want to do that. I didn't want to move it, but I am gonna do that black. And then, all right, so let me change that black to, if I made it a little bit larger, I would be fine, but I didn't make it larger. All right, so let's say we're gonna have that. That looks kind of funky, right? But I know this, I'm just doing a demonstration, but I can't help. I gotta change it all. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, y'all. I can't help it. I'm gonna change all that black. I gotta change them all. It's not gonna feel right. See, I should have went to bed. When I hung up on y'all the first time, that was a sign. And it was by mistake. So I'm sorry, y'all. I did not mean to hang up on y'all. Oh, it's just a hot mess. Uh-oh. I gotta see if Vince Calm would be like, Mayday, Mayday. Okay, let's see. All right. Okay, so I don't really know how this one is gonna go, but we're just gonna select these here and turn those black. I know y'all, I'm sorry. I had to change them all. I wasn't gonna feel right. I kind of want to change this one right here because I want that needs to look like the shoestring. You would think that I was about to cut this, but I'm not. All right, so if you want to, let's say now we have pink and black, and as you guys saw, all of those stones are loose. You don't want to have to go and select each of the stones and try to make sure you piece them all together. There is a way to kind of bypass that. So we're going to go up to the panels, and then after the panels, Sheila, see, you understand me. Thank you. We're going to go up to the panels, and then we're going to hit select by color. Once you hit select by color is not on the right panel. It's only, like for me at least, I only get it up here. I do everything else on the side, like the rhinestone panel is here, everything else is here, but the select by color panel, I go here. There may be another place on the screen where you can go, but I go to panels and then select by color. It's like the fifth option down. Okay. So once we do that, we're going to head over here. So you have two options in the select by color um, panel box. You can do select by line color, meaning, so you know how sometimes I took the red off of all of that, but if I still had some of those circles with the red outline, that will come up. So let's say if I had this like orange, and that's the outline. Eventually, the orange is going to pop up over there. It's still saying no color. Oh, there it is. So now it's the orange popped up because that's the outline of those particular circles. I know you can't really see the orange because it's a very thin. It's only a 0.28, but it's orange. It's orange there. So I'm going to remove that because I don't want the orange there. Okay. So you also have the option to select by fill. And selecting by fill means you're selecting whatever that inside color is. So right now, of course, here the inside color is pink. So let's click select by fill. And so the two colors that we're using today, now if you have a lot of colors, what I do, y'all, I honestly release all the stones at one time because I'm able to move everything around a little more easier when everything is loose and I can kind of fit things in better together. So I release all of the stones at one time, no matter the colors. And I use a lot of different colors in the designs. But this saves me because I can select all the colors like of one set at one time. So now let's say I want to select all the pink. So I have include groups. So if I had something grouped together, it would select that. And then I also have only shapes on the media, meaning anything that's on the canvas, on the white canvas, the paper, the size, whatever you call it, that's what it's going to pick up. Now, let's say a lot of times this works best for me because I do a lot of designing over in the gray area. But let's say I have something in the gray area that I do want to be grouped in, then all I would do is unchecked. I would uncheck only shapes on media. And then you can also select whether or not you want to do this with the current layer. Okay, so once I select, I'm going to just double click onto that one, and look, it selected all of those hot pink circles. Now, you can change the color after you've selected all of them. Let's say you want, let's say if I had 3 colors there or 2 colors there that I just wanted to group it all together, I could go ahead and do that now. So what I would usually do is I selected all those pink, and then I'm going to group that together. And then eventually, like now, I probably, if I were really doing a rhinestone design, I would go ahead and turn that into a compound path. So bake that into a compound path, and then I'll just change it back to pink, because right now I can actually save that part and take it over to Cricut and cut it. Now I want to select all the black. So instead of me trying to figure out how I'm going to group this and then group all of those, all you got to do is double click the black and it just grabs all of those black. Now you have all the black selected. You're going to just do right click and you're going to group them all together. And then I'm going to make it into a compound path again. Now it's into a compound path. Now I'm just going to turn it back black because I like it like that. And I'm going to remove that outline. And so now we have our 2 parts. And we can actually take this and cut it out in Cricut. If I wasn't so tired, if it wasn't 9 o'clock or 10 o'clock, I would probably cut it out. But that's it. So it's compound path, the same thing as weld in Cricut. Yeah, pretty much. The only difference is that you can actually, in here, like you will be able to just release those stones. Once you weld in Cricut, welding in Cricut is really something, unless you click your back button, but if you save it, you can't undo it. Welding in here, you can actually release those stones. Like you can release the compound path. And like let's say we'll do this one. Now inside a silhouette, when you release your stones and release, sometimes it takes a long time. But there's not many stones here. So I'm just gonna, I have the black selected. So I have all those selected. So I'm just gonna right click. And if you right click, you can release the compound path. So when you release the compound path, they're all gonna go back to individual stones. But the compound path makes all of those individual stones, it makes the design software that you're going to import it into think that it's just one element, even though this is probably like 60 stones, maybe more than that, about 60, 70. It's going to, sometimes like when you bring it over, let's say if we don't make it to a compound path and you try to take it over into Cricut Design Space, it's going to think, it's going to say this design is too large, or this file is huge, whatever Cricut says, it says something like that. But that's what it means. That's what happens. Yeah, no, here you do the one thing, release compound path, and then you can go ahead and make it back into a compound path again way more easily. So that's it. Maryland. All right, y'all. So that is what I got for you today. If you guys are interested, this weekend we will be hosting a beginner's design class. I think it's at 3 o'clock. I think it's about 2 hours. You may go over a little bit more, but it is recorded, so you can always go back and watch the video. I don't even think we covered this in the beginner's class. I don't think so. I don't remember really. But let me go back over to you because your homegirl over here is tired. And thank y'all for coming back for our quick 5 minutes that turned into, Gail, how long did this turn into? It was supposed to be 5 minutes. It turned into way longer than 5 minutes. It turned into about another 30 minutes. But I absolutely love y'all. Thank you so much for hanging out with me, and thank you for coming back after I hung up on y'all. Because y'all, some people might have been offended that I hung up on y'all. Like, I feel bad, but thank you for hanging out with me. We made the cutest shirt. I'm gonna make some more kitty shirts because this is like, I like this. It's very fun. It's very bright. Even though I could still use like the crystal stones with it, but I love how it came out with the neon collection. It's really, really cute. And yeah. So for my members, I will put it in there for a few days. If you guys want to make it for your little ones, I will put it in there for y'all. And if my members could send me an email, I am trying, not members, if my moderators can send me an email, I'm trying to plan something. So can you guys send me an email with your email? Like just send me, hey, so I can have your email address, and then I will make a group email to anybody that's a moderator, please. My email is Patrice at craftable.things.com. I don't think I need to put the banner up, but I love y'all. I'm a tired, hot mess. And I will see y'all on Thursday with Marilyn. Marilyn and I will be doing a bling along, I think, because y'all know how she is. She got it bad. So I'm just going to go over and support her in her situation. But I love y'all. Have an amazing Wednesday, and until next time, y'all.